What up, this is Rama Screen covering movies, TV, and entertainment, and here's my review of Jessica Jones Season 3, aka Final Season. Hey, before you watch this review, please subscribe to my channel and press that like button and ring that bell so you can get notified whenever I post new videos. And if you would like to help support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. That's patreon.com/ramascreen. Let's rock this. First up, I would like to say thank you to Netflix for granting me the screeners to these new episodes of Jessica Jones' final season. Now, they've asked me not to spoil any specific big reveal. Therefore, I will honor their request. So what I'm going to give you here in this video is that I'm gonna first explain the context, and then I will share with you my overall thoughts. So it's more of a bird's eye view opinion, if you will, as opposed to going through every nook and cranny. And besides, you want to enjoy the surprises for yourselves anyway when the season finally premieres this Friday, right? But I will let you in on how I feel about the episodes that I've watched. Fair enough? Do we have a deal? Excellent. Now, you and I, Jessica Jones fans, would remember what happened in the previous second season, right? With the whole ordeal involving her mom, Alyssa Jones, and how that ultimately ended. Well, this season 3 picks up not too long after that, because those events now have caused a rift between Jessica Jones, played by Kristen Ritter, and her best friend Trish, played by Rachel Taylor. Their friendship is now fractured, and Jessica does everything she can to avoid Trish. The first few episodes of this season sees Trish hoping for Jessica to stop hanging that guilt over her head. Meanwhile, Trish herself finds a new purpose of her own. Okay, so what is up with the other supporting characters in this new season? To put it shortly, Jerry reconnects with an old flame, and Malcolm, who is hella good at his job as Jerry's fixer, wants something more out of his career than just being that. One of the new characters in this final season includes Eric, played by actor Benjamin Walker, whose face you might recognize because he was that guy who starred in the Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter movie. And halfway through the season, an incredibly smart and formidable villain emerges who gives Jessica and Trish a very hard time. Okay, that's it. That's the only context that I can give you. If I go any further, it would venture into the spoiler territory, and that would be a big no-no. Okay, as a fan of this show, and as a fan of all of Marvel's Netflix shows, let me just start by saying it was bittersweet screening these episodes, knowing that these will be the last ones. Sure, you can always re-watch Jessica Jones at any time on Netflix for all eternity, but there will be no new investigations, no new hero's journey. So what I'm saying is, cherish this season 3 while it lasts. I actually find the storyline and the character arcs in this season 3 to be more engaging than the previous season 2, which, as I recalled it, kind of dragged. And it was mostly also because I couldn't care less about Jessica's mother. Whereas season 3, it's filled with the consequences and the aftermath, all of which make you wonder if the characters are gonna rise above it or be consumed by it. Kristen Ritter is back again, rocking that black leather jacket and those light blue ripped jeans. But more than that, she's back with that face that she puts on of not giving a shit, while deep down actually giving a shit. And maybe it's just me, but all of it seems to be cranked up a notch for this final season. For example, we are all familiar with how annoyed Jessica can be. She doesn't hide it, but she looks more irritated now than she ever was before. Trish behaves more stubbornly and more determined than she ever did in the previous seasons, and Malcolm has mastered his tracking and surveillance skills down pat. So all their traits, all their habits, all their strengths, and all their shortcomings seem to be amplified this time around, which is great because the show full-heartedly wants to go out balls to the walls. I think the new kid on the block, Benjamin Walker, is a great addition to this final season. I don't want to get into details about Eric, but to me, let me just say this. Eric comes across as this guy who's not telling you the whole picture. At least that's how I felt watching him in these episodes. And Benjamin Walker is the right guy to play this role because Benjamin has this tall posture and charming way about him that even though Eric may look shifty, you fall for him because Benjamin does a good job of selling him to you. I think the acting is superb in this season and the writing is pretty solid. I like the dynamic between Kristen Ritter and Rachel Taylor more than I did in the previous seasons because now they seem to be laying it all out there on the floor. They're stuck in between wanting to mend their friendship and this act that Jessica views as unforgivable. And I also think that you will be amused watching the trial and errors of Jessica and Trish working tandemly as a team, considering the fact that Jessica Jones has always been more of a lone wolf. Sure, there was that time when she was part of the Defenders, but whenever she has to find herself in that situation, she's always reluctant about it. So the question lingering in this new season is, how does a non-team player like Jessica Jones work with somebody in a way that's not just her using them? When it comes to Jerry Hogarth, I think the writers picked a good one for what to do with her in this final season. Carrie Ann Moss has always played that character with tenacity and ferocity, and this is no different. But in addition to that, this time around, she also seems to be more accommodating, and she empowers and encourages her staff. I remember Jerry Hogarth being more ruthless than that in the past. Maybe the years have softened her up a bit, but also there is this desire to make a connection which unfortunately brings out some of those Jerry Hogarth style poor decisions. I think in many ways she is a tragic character and your heart will surely break for her despite those poor decisions. The thing that this final season stresses out is the importance of having somebody to help you instead of you taking it all on your own. That and the question of what is a hero? What does it mean to be a hero? And how heroism can be perceived negatively by those on the receiving end. If somebody doesn't earn it or doesn't work their way up to it, could they still be a hero? If a hero inadvertently hurts the people they care about in the process of saving somebody's life, can that person still be considered a hero? Those themes and more are what this final season tries to tackle, as we, the fans, brace ourselves to say goodbye to one of the most cynical but badass private investigators ever.